90 years ago, the Virginia Farm Bureau made our local farmers a promise to protect and preserve a way of life they worked so hard to establish. Today, our insurance agents work to protect all Virginians, not just farmers. We want to keep Virginia, Virginia. More information is at farmbureauadvantage.com.
The remarkable soybean. From its oil, we get products like ink, candles, and paint. From its meal, we get a high-protein fiber used in foods and animal feeds. Natural soy is replacing chemicals and products you use every day. You can learn more about soybeans at vasoybean.com.
Virginia agriculture has a long and storied history. We have been farming in Virginia for more than 400 years. This week we visit the Northern Neck Farm Museum located in Northumberland County, where we'll learn about the agricultural history of the Northern Neck. We'll also have a story about some high-tech research that's being utilized on Virginia farms. Plus, we'll show you how to grow asparagus in your garden. We've got a lot of ground to cover on this episode of Virginia Farming. Stay with us. I'm Jeff Ishii. Virginia farmers have been busy over the past several weeks taking in the first cutting of hay. Overall, conditions have been close to ideal for making hay this spring. Many farmers are reporting good yields as well as excellent quality hay. Precipitation from March through May, it provided plenty of soil moisture for alfalfa, timothy, orchard grass, and mixed grass hay. And now that we're officially in summer, farmers are hopeful that these rains will continue. As of mid to late June, there were no areas in Virginia listed as abnormally dry or in drought status. Well, there's a lot of important agricultural research taking place near Danville, Virginia. Dave Miller with Virginia Farm Bureau has the story.
Agriculture research has always focused on finding ways to boost crop yields and raise healthier animals. Scott Lohman with the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research says he's following in those footsteps by using biotechnology and other new tools to get a step ahead.
Of course, I'm a scientist, so I think 20 to 30 years in advance. So my research is to increase plant growth and health naturally. And we do that by two ways. We do it with biology. I study bacteria that live inside of plants, and through technology and precision agriculture. Those two together we're hoping to use to increase plant growth and health naturally.
The Institute was established 17 years ago as a partnership between Virginia Tech and other schools and local governments with funding from the Virginia Tobacco Indemnification and Community Revitalization Commission. The goal of this new research center was to find new ways to boost agricultural production in the southern Piedmont part of the state, where the historic tobacco economy was in transition.
So we need to adapt our practices in order to meet the needs of the growing population. And one way that we're looking to do that is through precision agriculture, which is utilizing unmanned aerial systems to maximize outputs for farmers while minimizing inputs such as water, fuel, fertilizers, and agrochemicals. So we're utilizing two drones, our AgBot, and then our DJI is just kind of a knock-around drone, but our AgBot is the real showcase piece. It has a multispectral camera and then a thermal camera, which we use to gather data on crop-specific or specific crops in different times of their growth periods.
Another technique in development is using advanced growth tables to study the effects of endophytes, or good bacteria that live in plants and help them grow. The endophytes developed at the Institute can then be produced by companies that market the products to farmers.
They're developed in collaboration with mechanical engineering at Virginia Tech, and what they allow us to do is track plant growth and health by the minute. In the old days I had a tape measure in my notebook, and I wasn't here at nights and I wasn't here on weekends. This is 24/7. It captures images of plants as they grow with both normal cameras for visual wavelengths and near-infrared cameras. And what we do with that table is kind of neat because we can take every single plant on the table and time-lapse it and introduce a treatment to it and watch how the plant responds both visually and through near-infrared. Near-infrared is a technology that detects plant health before we see it turn yellow. So when a plant has a challenge, near-infrared can pick that up before we see it turn yellow, because obviously by the time it turns yellow, it's not good.
Some of the endophyte strains developed by the Institute are already bearing fruit. They've helped local strawberry growers and vineyards produce fruits with higher biomass, as well as fight specific tobacco diseases. These are the tools that Institute researchers expect to not only help current farmers, but also be attractive to the next generation of growers that are needed to keep Southside Virginia's farm economy thriving.
Well, we definitely want to interest a new generation of farmers to the agriculture field just in order to make sure that those needs again are met for future populations. Usually the trend is if you grew up on a farm, you become a farmer, but we're looking to introduce new population of farmers to the area who might be a little more innovative and adept at using these types of technologies.
In an area with a tradition of raising tobacco for more than a century, the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research is focusing on the next generation of technology to help feed the world's growing population and to help local farmers and their children keep Southside Virginia's agricultural heritage alive. In Danville, Virginia, this is Dave Miller.
Thank you, Dave, for that report. Virginia cattlemen know that you can learn a lot from data. The American Angus Association is emphasizing that carcass data from cattle, it can create new opportunities to build a high-quality herd. Bob Cervera has the story.
What if you knew your cattle just missed it when it came to qualifying for the Certified Angus Beef brand? For millions of cattle across the United States, that's reality. The brand's Consist study looked at data on almost 40% of the Angus-influenced or A-stamped carcasses during 3 separate 2-week periods.
We do hear that grade has continued to improve. Choice and prime percentages continue to get higher and higher. The reality of it is the bulk of the cattle still set below modest 0 marbling score, and so there are a tremendous amount of those cattle that are oh so close to making the brand's marbling specification and just are outside the money.
Cattle that moved up from a marbling score of 492 to 500 are eligible for CAB premiums.
Half of the cattle are below that 500 threshold, and so there's a lot of cattle that we say are right on the line and are just outside of that score that's required to get the $40 per head premium for certified Angus beef.
The analysis contains 850,000 records that include 4 of the brand's 10 carcass measurements: ribeye area, hot carcass weight, fat thickness, and marbling.
Biggest finding we get out of the Consist data is we look at the reasons that cattle don't make the brand. And in this case, and like all those before it, marbling inadequacies is the number one reason. Of the cattle that did not qualify for the brand, 92% of those cattle were inadequate in marbling.
Some people might wonder if more days on feed has increased brand acceptance in recent years.
That trend is true, but it's a very weak trend in that just continuing to make those cattle better does not always mean that they're going to achieve adequate marbling. There's numerous factors, as we know, that influence marbling. That may be from how the cow was handled when that calf was in gestation, all the way through the implant and feeding program. The hot carcass weight, we'll see cattle that make the brand from as low as 650 pounds of hot carcass weight all the way up to 1,049. But it's not a direct relationship as to if they're bigger, they will meet the marbling requirements.
Sexton says an emphasis on carcass quality must begin long before cattle are placed on feed. I'm Bob Cervera.
Thank you, Bob, for that report. Well, if you're on vacation this summer on Virginia's Northern Neck, you might want to check out an interesting museum that has a lot to share about Virginia agriculture. That's our focus on Ag Insights with Amy Rocher, coming up next.
So today we're in Northumberland County and we're at the Northern Neck Farm Museum, and I'm joined by one of the directors, John Jenkins. John, thank you so much for meeting us out today.
Pleasure to be here.
What a great place.
Yes, we started this in 2004 and the building was constructed in 2008, and we've been collecting off and on ever since then.
It's a nice little collection here. How did it get started? Whose idea was this? And
Luther Welch started the bug, and they started calling farmers that wanted to be involved in the museum. And I happened to be one of the few and many that started the museum.
Okay. So are you still a farmer?
Yes.
What do you farm?
I farm wheat, soybeans, and corn.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been farming since I could walk. My father was a farmer, and I'm continuing on with the farm.
Okay. So, about how many visitors a year do you get here? Do you know?
We have some events here that we've had many as 1,500 to come over a period of a weekend.
Wow.
And we have school children that come. So it's not every year like that, but we try to keep going.
There's a lot of exhibits in this building that are very educational. Can you tell us about some of the exhibits that are here?
Well, some of the exhibits behind us, we consider it the kitchen. And we have a wood stove, we have wash machines, have an old iron board and iron, and we have some utensils that the wife at that time would use, and a sewing machine.
Okay.
So we're very well prepared.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful setup. What about the tractors?
The tractors, some of them are old, and most of them, I'll say the ones in here, in the building here, do run. We have a John Deere GP that technically starts on gas, runs on diesel, on kerosene. Then after it gets hot, it's a little petcock you open, lets water in, which turns to hydrogen.
Aha.
So it cools the water down and gives it a little more power.
Wow. That's pretty ingenious for that time, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. So what else, walking around this museum, what else can visitors expect to see?
Well, we have some butter churns here and some milk separators. We have a thresher, a binder here, a wheat binder that we use every summer to bind wheat out in the field.
And you still use it?
We still use it.
And how old is that piece?
I would say probably it was constructed in the very early 30s, 1930s.
And it's still running?
Still running.
Is that because you have really maintained it really well over the years?
I restored it about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was
so yet another skill that you have, apparently, is a thrasher restorer.
It was an experience because I've never seen one operate or use until I restored this one.
Okay.
And I was very fortunate that it worked.
Are you the one who does the threshing?
Yes, I ride the thrasher.
Okay.
The binder. After that, we pick the bundles up and bring them to the thrasher. And that thrashes the wheat and separates the straw and the wheat.
Okay. So what do you do with that?
Usually Alan Welch will bring his truck by and load it on one of his trucks and take it to market.
Okay. Now, all of your exhibits are not just inside this building. You have some other things set up outside. Tell us about those.
Yes, we have a working sawmill that operates that very day. Special occasions we'll operate, and it's still saws lumber. That's what it always did.
Wow. Wow. Well, it's a great setup here. And then outside, you mentioned the wheat, but there's also a garden outside. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, several years ago we had a grant, and we got a christen that's trans water from the roof down into the ground, and we pump it out of the tanks from the ground and pumps it up to the master gardener's garden.
Okay. So you have master gardeners here who take care of that area?
Yes, we do.
Well, there's somebody else that we're going to talk to here shortly. It's a young man who visited this farm museum with a summer group and kind of helped out with that garden a little bit, helped some of the master gardeners with what they were doing, and has really kindled a love for agriculture because of that. So your outreach through this building is really helping educate and spark some interest in the young people, and I think that's a wonderful thing. So thank you so much for having it and all the hard work you put into keeping it going.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. It has to be in your blood to do something like this. And my father had it in his blood, and he collected lots and lots of stuff. And a lot of the stuff is even in here. But I'm glad someone is taking some interest in, especially the young kids.
Mm-hmm.
When the school buses come here, the children now don't have any idea what their parents and their grandparents went through just to survive.
Absolutely.
And they get a good glimpse of it here, and they shake their head.
How did they ever do it?
How did they do it?
I wonder the same thing myself sometimes, and I'm a lot older than they are, so.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go catch up with one of those young men who this museum has inspired here in just a little bit. So Tom Neal is joining us now, and Tom is the young man I was talking about earlier who you've really taken an interest into agriculture and gardening, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And a lot of that came from visiting this farm museum, correct?
Yes.
Tell me the story. How did you get here?
So I was with the Y camp, which is in Heathville. I've been going there for a little while now, and I've just left the Y camp now. And so they bring us here during the summer, and they taught us about gardening and watering and how they do the irrigation system, how that waters all the plants. And I've taken the irrigation system and used that for my own plants now.
Okay. So when you came here with your group from the Y, did you guys help with the garden a little bit?
Yes, we pulled weeds, we planted plants, we planted seeds, we strung things up to keep away the blackbirds.
So you came here multiple times then?
Yes.
And you guys really help?
We came about 10 times a year.
Wow. So what did you string up to keep those blackbirds away?
It was like a little orange piece of it's like a rope-ish type of thing, and it keeps away the blackbirds because they don't like the way it looks.
Really?
Yes.
Is it a little bit shiny maybe?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, interesting. So after your visits here, you started your own garden, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. And then there's a neighbor in the neighborhood that helped me start it. And there's various neighbors in the neighborhood that have helped me with the garden by starting it off and giving me rototillers, stuff like that. Yes.
Wow. So how big is your garden?
It is about 25 by 25 feet.
That's a lot. That's a big garden for one guy to handle.
Yes.
So how busy does that keep you in the summertime?
It keeps me pretty busy. I plant a various amount of things from spring to fall.
So what have you planted for this year?
This year I have squash, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, kohlrabi, which is like a Spanish turnip, and broccoli.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So what do you do with your produce?
We sometimes eat it within the family, and then we give some of it away.
Well, I heard a little birdie told me that you would not eat the zucchini that you grew.
No, and then somebody made me zucchini bread, and I finally liked it.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
There's always ways to find to eat your vegetables, isn't there?
Yes.
So what's your favorite thing that you grow in your garden?
The favorite thing I grow, I would say the watermelon, because they're so easy to grow, and you just have to keep a lot of care of them, but then when you pick them, they're really good.
They are easy to grow?
Yes.
Well, I was at a greenhouse earlier today, and they had some watermelon shoots started. And I thought about taking them home, but maybe you can help me, because where I live in the Shenandoah Valley in Rockingham County, our soil is a lot different than it is here. Here your soil has more acid, I think, in it, and it's sandy. Do you think that they would grow?
I think because my yard, it has a lot of sun, and watermelon likes sun, so
Okay.
I don't think it would do as well down your way.
You don't think it would do?
No.
Even if I had a lot of sun?
Yeah, but with the soil, it's like thick.
It's clayer,
Yeah.
more like clay.
Yeah, it's not as good, I don't believe.
Maybe I won't try it then.
Yeah.
I can grow zucchinis and squash though.
They like shade. They like shade.
So, do you tell your friends about your garden, and do you try to get your friends interested in doing some of the stuff that you are?
Well, my cousin, his name is Dylan. We're both the same age, and he saw my garden. He also came to the Y and saw the farm museum. So he started the little things in his house, and I think he had a little garden, I believe. And so he's been asking me like little stuff.
Good, good. So you're really almost, getting up there with the knowledge of some of those master gardeners. Do you talk to them a lot? Do they give you a lot of good tips?
Well, in my neighborhood, there's about 10 to 15 master gardeners, and there's quite a few, and they've helped me through
Wow.
the journey.
Wow. So do you think this is something you're going to keep doing into your adult life?
I believe so.
Do you think this might be something that you might want a job in some type of agriculture in the future?
Well, there are STEM Academy and there are agriculture, and there's plenty of things at our school to help us with agriculture and all that. And there's plenty of people around the Northern Egg that could help me.
Boy, are there.
Yes.
This is a nice, rich area in agriculture. Well, you know what? I really hope that you keep your interest in agriculture because it's really important. We have a lot of people to feed around this world.
Yeah.
And it just keeps growing.
Yeah.
So you keep up the good work, and I really do hope you do something in agriculture because you certainly seem to enjoy it.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Tom, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Well, this week we take a look at growing asparagus. Chris Mullins shows us how, from the ground up.
Well, can you grow asparagus in the home garden? I think you can. And today we're here at Hill Farm with Susan Hill. She's the owner and operator here. Susan, can asparagus be a good one for the home gardener?
I think it's one of the best crops that you can do as a home gardener. It's low maintenance, high yielding,
Excellent.
and a perennial. When you start it, you've got 15 or 20 years.
We're in Louisa County, Virginia. A lot of clay soils here. And I've noticed you're growing your asparagus in a raised bed. What's in this bed?
Well, what's in this bed is we started with a tobacco farm
Okay.
with clay soil.
Right.
So in order to get around that, because this is a sea vegetable, you have to have very loose soil.
Okay.
Okay? So we put 30% compost, 70% soil.
Right.
Put the blocks around it to keep it contained.
Okay.
Keep the soil in, and then we plant it in that.
And it does much better in here than it would the native soils around here.
We can't compete with the weeds, and it can't come up in the clay.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, how did you plant these? What's the method that you got these started? These are kind of an older planting.
These are about 5 years old.
Okay, okay. So you used crowns?
Yeah, we used crowns in this particular bed, and we make a ditch about 8 to 12 inches deep.
Okay.
And you set the crown in there, you spread it out, set the crown, and then fill as it starts to grow.
Okay.
Until it gets totally filled.
I gotcha. And that's what time of the year? Is that early spring?
February, March.
February, March. Okay. So you put those in, and now that'll come up, and you'll get spears that first year, maybe?
You'll get some spears the first year, about June.
Okay. Should they harvest those?
I would do it very lightly if I did it all.
Okay.
Depends on the age of the roots that you're putting in.
I gotcha. And then, but the following year when they come
Following
up
year,
again,
you can start picking. They say that the next year pick 2 weeks.
Okay. So a couple ways to get them planted. Now I've noticed this bed is about 8 foot by 8 foot. How many crowns would you plant in this, do you think?
I think this is about 25, and this is perfect for a family of 4.
Oh, good. Okay.
Perfect size for a family of 4.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's great, because I know your bigger commercial beds out there are quite a bit longer. Now, what are the maintenance issues? What do you have to do, watering, fertilization on asparagus throughout the season?
Asparagus is a sea vegetable. It needs to be watered every day.
Okay.
If you're going to get good production, don't let the beds dry out. We put little molasses on it. Is good for it because it gets the microbes going.
Okay.
And then in the fall, we're going to be putting alfalfa pellets all over this whole thing to feed over the winter, and sometimes you can even mulch with straw over that.
Oh, right.
And the only problem with that is you could get asparagus beetles with it.
I see.
Your pest issue is asparagus beetles.
Asparagus beetles, okay.
But if you look at their life cycle, they lay their eggs in this tip.
Right.
And then those eggs hatch in, I think, 4 or 5 days. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
So if you pick every day, you're literally picking your pest off.
Oh, I see.
If you let it go, it's going to drop to the ground. Okay. You're going to cut it down at the soil level.
Okay.
Okay. You want to make sure that your tip is nice and firm.
Okay.
So don't let them spread out. And then we don't want ones that are open too much.
I see.
It's not going to can well or taste well.
So when
if you do that, they should be very tight at the top when you do that. And as soon as you pick them, you need to put them in water.
Okay.
And store them in a cool place.
In a cool place inside.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this is just a beautiful little operation you've got here. Thanks so much for letting us come out today and talk to you about asparagus.
Thank you. Everybody should plant asparagus.
That's right. Well, for more information about asparagus production, please contact your local county extension office and talk to a master gardener. For From the Ground Up, I'm Chris Mullins. We'll see you next time.
Our pearl of wisdom this week comes from an anonymous viewer who says that gossip is kind of like butter. It's easy to spread, but nearly impossible to remove. Now, you can submit your own pearl of wisdom through our website at virginiafarming.com. And remember that you can catch our show on demand anytime you like, even from your smartphone. A friend of mine recently texted me from a beach on a Caribbean island. His text message just read, "Wanted you to know we're watching the show this week from underneath a palm tree on Martinique." Yeah, these days I guess you can watch our show from anywhere at virginiafarming.com. That does it for our show this week. Have a great week, everyone. I'm Jeff Ishii for Virginia Farming.
90 years ago, the Virginia Farm Bureau made our local farmers a promise to protect and preserve a way of life they work so hard to establish. We want to keep Virginia, Virginia. Anyone can be a Farm Bureau member, and there's a local Farm Bureau in every county. More information is at vafarmbureau.org.
Virginia soybean farmers are hard at work growing soybeans to produce products you use every day. Candles, soaps, even crayons can be made from soybeans. Remember, when you buy soy, you're helping to support American jobs, the economy, and our nation's energy security.